So for Mudbound Dragon, my workflow. You start with drums first, bass, melody. Do you have a song idea in your head before you go to the track, or do you just experiment? I know nothing. I'm trying to figure out how to reason through a musical problem. It kind of depends. Kind of depends how I'm feeling. Sometimes I have a really definitive idea, or I heard a song that had like a really cool bass line that I was like, I could do something with that. Like I could take that and change it a bit, and you know, I have an idea of where to go with it. Yesterday I was noodling on my parents' piano because I went over there really briefly and I was noodling around a little bit on piano. So I came up with something that I might end up using for the Halloween album. So if I have an idea, I'll usually start with that, whether it's drums or bass or melody or whatever. Oftentimes these days I'll be noodling on guitar because there's no room in my house for piano. So I'll just like noodle around on guitar or maybe a keyboard, and then I'll have like a melody that I want to use. When I'm building a song, like 90% of the time, well, Patreon, I have the story, right? So I knew I wanted to make like this kind of frantic, uneasy city sound, like, you know, and I have the city theme already. So this one's a bad example. This is a bad example. Usually with Patreon songs, I have the story idea. So like for next month, for example, I'm going to go into it thinking, okay, we need to make a battle theme and it's underwater. So I want to try to make it kind of heavy and like kind of, you know, it's not going to be like a super hype, like fast paced, you know, like Star Wars lasers and spaceships kind of battle. It's going to be like a really heavy, plodding kind of, you know, I think that'll be really neat. And I'll probably listen to some like dwarven metal or something for inspiration, just ideas and stuff. But if I don't know what I'm doing, I've got a few things that I'll do. We can go off track for a second here, right? I will do either if it's so like, let's say I just want to make a melody. I know you said you're pretty new with music. I actually don't know a ton about music. I've been teaching myself a little bit of music theory, like here and there, you know? So, like what I might do is if I'm like, okay, I like E minor, I'm going to write something in E minor. A little tip that I learned is that the fourth and the fifth tend to sound pretty good. So I have like my anchor notes that I try to use more, or I try to like land on them. Let's go with C major because it's just, there's no sharps or flats. But in so C major, you have C and C, D, E, F. And then G would be, so this is the root and then the fourth and then the fifth. And that's basically like, if you were to play these notes on piano, you'd be like thumb. And then like you skip your 1 and 2 fingers and then you have your ring finger and then your pinky, sort of. That makes sense, right? So if you're playing a scale, it's like 1, 4, 5. So those are kind of the notes that I try to keep in mind of like, hey, these are like pretty safe to land on. And then I'll just kind of work on like working my way up or down or whatever. I'll move things around like with different rhythms and stuff. Like if we do, I like triplets. Do, do, do. And then maybe I'll go, I'm like, oh, F is good, G is good. Let's go F, G, F, G. Oh, that sounds like something. And then from there, I can kind of continue in my head. Do 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 or something. Let's go back to. Yeah, or something. So I'll just like do that. If I have 0 ideas and I'm like, I just want to make something and I have no idea what I want to do, I will make a dance song. And then I'll just go in. Actually, we'll just make it really, yeah, really simple. We'll just go in. I'll make a 4 on the floor with a kick drum. So I'll build my kick drum. However you do it in whatever program. Yeah, it sounds all right. And then maybe put a little bass in there. Always name your instruments. Oops. And I might throw a little And then you can put your snare on 2 and 4. I really recommend dance songs. If you don't know what to do, just make a dance song. So it's really easy to get just a basic beat going. And then from there, almost anything will sound decent, at least. I'm gonna just repeat this an octave higher. Well, now I'll just change this part. Do 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 or something. So now I want to resolve on C. And then with like drums, I'll often duplicate stuff. So these 2, 5, and 7, they're the same. I'll go. And then just add a bit of variety. And then from there I get more ideas. I'm like, oh, I want to do a do. What did I want to do? Oh, wait. There you go. Boom, little dance thing to, you know? And then you could do a different melody if you want, you know? You can just... Arpeggios are really helpful if you're trying to, you know? So now we could do a different lead, maybe. Lead 2. Lead 2. Give it a different shape. Right? Arpeggios. So C, E, G. Go down to B. And then... E, F, A. You put this all higher. Okay, that sounds cool, but I want to mess up the rhythm a bit. And now it looks like it wants to go into E. So the 5 notes are E, F, G, A, B. I just like fifths. You don't need to like fifths. I like them. Da, 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 da. So now I'm just gonna do a declining like E, D, right, and then C, and then as my little accent note, I'm just gonna use the like the 5th below it or whatever. Do 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 or something like this. Oh hey, how's it? Wait, is M here? Oh hey, I'm there. You are. Lyric have to leave. Come back to a sub. There you go. Enjoy. A lot of it is repetition too. I'll take this again. I'll paste it here. So we basically have A, B, A, C, right? So. I'm gonna make it, we'll start lower. And then I'll change this one again too. Dun, dun. I'll make you go up this time. Dun, 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 dun. And then end on C. And you can go back to this. And then you can do things like you can like double up on the bass or whatever, or you can change up the hi-hats, or like there's so many things you can do. Let's say dance. I'll turn this into something later, I think. Oops. I'm missing chat though. I'm sorry. My bad if I'm missing chat. I've been doing this for 5 years, which is why I'm a little better at it than I was 5 years ago. So you get quicker. Whatever you use, you end up getting quicker with it, right? As you go.